Hey, Grouch.
Hey, Big Steve, what's going on, buddy?
Not a whole lot. What are you up to?
Oh, I'm just relaxed.
Hey, I missed you last week.
Well, I missed you last week, too. We was down at the beach.
At the beach.
Yeah, we down there by ourselves, of course. We kind of segregated ourselves from everybody else. That way we didn't have to quarantine when we came back.
Yeah. Did you have a good time?
Boy, I had a good old time. I played some football in the sand, and I dove in the ocean. It was a fun time, Stephen.
Well, that's fun. Did you get to fish any?
I went fishing just a little bit.
Just a little bit?
You know what happened, though?
What?
We get out there on the boat, and the waves, they was the big waves, and they were rolling, and they were rolling. Old Grouch got a little sick on the boat.
Oh, okay, so that you had to go back to shore, huh?
Yeah, old Ryan Houston, he made a fish, and old Grouch got sick. It was not a pretty sight. I was chumming everywhere.
Chumming everywhere?
Yeah.
Did you attract any sharks?
I didn't see any sharks.
Okay.
But, everybody else had a good time, though. It was fun. It was
good.
Fun. Hey, guess what?
What?
I brought you a present.
What'd you get?
Hold on one second.
Okay.
Hey, look it right there.
What you got there?
I got all of Abraham's children. Yeah, there's Sam and Dan and Isaac and Bob and Susan and Kathy and Katie and Jeremiah and a bunch of kids in there.
It's sand.
Yeah, I know. It's sand. It's all of Abraham's children.
Abraham's children?
Yeah, in Genesis 22, 15 through 18, God told Abraham he was going to bless him with as many descendants as sand. So I brought back some of Abraham's descendants.
Well, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. Okay.
Yeah,
well,
there's old John and Joe and Bob and Kathy and, a bunch of people.
Bob and Kathy Hargrove?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe not.
Well, maybe not. Okay. Yeah, I think what God meant, and you're on the right track, but what God meant was that Abraham would have so many descendants that they would number like the sand of the sea.
That's
now,
right.
Can you count all that sand?
Well, I tried, but my hand's too big,
Yeah.
and I only got one finger, a thumb, and I only got all these others, and I couldn't really count it.
Well, that's okay. And what God was saying was Abraham would have so many descendants. He said, it's like the sand of the sea. Not that they are the sand of the sea, but that, you know how you can't really count the sand. Abraham would have so many descendants that you wouldn't be able to count them.
So you mean to tell me that God really didn't make his children sand?
Correct. You see, when Abraham and Sarah had their son Isaac through a miracle.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good story, isn't it? Well, Isaac in turn later married his wife Rebekah, and they had children, who eventually became the 12 tribes of Israel, and then all those 12 guys had all their children, and so forth and so on. And even those of us today who have faith in Jesus as our Lord, we're considered children of Abraham by faith.
So I'm like sand?
You're like sand, and I am too.
Whoa.
And you know who else is?
Who?
Jeremy.
Jeremy McKeel's sand?
Jeremy McKeel's sand.
Oh, I love that Jeremy McKeel.
Yeah, he's a little sandy, isn't he?
He is a little sandy.
So yeah, there's so many of us that you can't even count. And you think about it, there are so many of us today, but think about throughout all the centuries since Abraham lived. All those people count too.
Whoa, now that's a lot of sand.
That's a lot of sand.
That made me feel a little better, Stephen. You want to know why?
Why's that?
Because one time this week, I was playing in the sand, and I threw it up in there, and I thought, oh no, I've done hurt Abraham's children. But it came back down, and it was okay.
It came back down. That's good.
Yeah,
it's good.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's it. There are so many of us that we can't be counted.
Wow, that's a cool story. Especially since Abraham and Sarah, they were old when Isaac was born, weren't they?
Yeah, like in their 90s, 100s. Yeah, they
Whoa,
were.
That's old.
They had some mileage on them.
Yeah, that's almost as old as Big Al McKeel.
Big Al McKeel.
Yeah, but not quite.
Not quite.
Yeah, no, not
almost,
quite.
Almost.
Okay.
So now we know.
All right, well, that's a cool story. I'm going to take my children, or the sand, I guess, and I'm going to go now.
Okay, good to see you, Grouch.
Bye. Bye, everybody.
Bye, kids.